Well, in our society today, the judge of a person, of his worth, seems increasingly to be around his net worth. The more money you seem to have, the more you are, I guess, recognized. It brings a very interesting thing to me when I show up at public events. So many people who are obsessed with what they think their worth is. And invariably you see that our society gravitates around people who hold or have held public office. It's something that is a source of amusement to me, because actually most people who have held public office, if I were them, I should be hiding it, because society looks like a bit of a failure. But it doesn't matter in Nigeria. Public office positions are made so much of that people naturally rush to the front seats and all of that, usually public officials or former public officials. And my attitude is to withdraw to a corner, because I find their estimation of self really amusing. However, what really is important in life? Is it your self-worth? Who you are? What your capacity to contribute to advance of the common good is? What people value in terms of how you've impacted your world? Or the size of your bank account, how much you can say that you have. If you really think of it, how much is in your bank account is a mirage. Who cares? Who knows? Once you can eat, feed yourself, clothe yourself, move around, anyway, parasites will come around you because they want a piece of that action. So there'll be a lot of. But between self-worth and net worth, I learned a lesson many, many years ago, which has helped me, and in fact I wrote about in the book To Serve is to Live, going back more than a quarter of a century, it seems now. It was watching people arrive at public events. There's a gentleman that had mentored me in many ways. He was administrator of the old East Central State, Ajay Ukpabi Asika. I spent a lot of time in his company and the company of the late Pius Okibo, and I learned many things from these two gentlemen. Ajay Ukpabi Asika used to come to public events in a very simple way. In fact, his life was so simple. He drove first an old Peugeot 504, and then I encouraged him during my days working in industry to get a Santana. He would arrive in an event in this Santana or his old 504, and I would see people who have arrived in big Mercedes Benzes and whatever big cars there were in those days, literally just run out and pay tribute, pay obeisance to this man who had just come out of this used Santana. And it struck me very early that what matters in life is not your net worth. What matters in life is your self-worth. So you should be asking yourself, what are you investing in becoming who you are rather than what you have? I think understanding that early can make a difference to your life. Unfortunately, the script that is written everywhere today leads young people, very sadly, to focus on net worth. And they lose it, because ultimately, the way you are going to be valued, especially since this matter of net worth can be in the kind of environment that we are, very transient. You can lose that. And people, if they learn to think of you and associate with you based on the size of your bank account, they have relativized your essence. When you don't have that, you don't matter, you're worth nothing. But if your self-worth, your character, the things that you do in a way that makes a difference in the lives of those who come across your path is what really defines you in their consciousness, your value will never be relative. Whether there's a lot in your bank account or nothing in it. I would argue that it's best to focus on building up your self-worth. Interesting thing is that if your self-worth is high, it's not likely to mean that your net worth will be negative. It will definitely help your net worth up. But those who have a high net worth but very little self-worth invariably find that they can't sustain that net worth. Look out. Find your path. Build up your self-worth.